Hi guys, welcome to Simply Scuba. Here we have the Scubapro FS2 Wrist Compass. So yeah, this is a wrist compass, as the name obviously suggests, but it's got a few sort of clever twists on an underwater compass. Let's take a close look. Okay, so let's get 60 seconds on the clock. So, the FS2 compass. So this is an oil-filled underwater dive compass. It's a wrist-mounted compass design, and you have two different mounting options, whether it's the long strap, the traditional buckle-style strap, or you actually have these cut-out holes that you can put sort of 3 or 4 mil bungee, so then you can sort of have that bungee mount. What makes this different from many other dive compasses is that the card itself, the bit that spins, is round. It's kind of dome shaped, so it just means that it's going to work at more extreme angles. It's still going to turn even though your wrist isn't completely horizontal in the water. So it means that you always know which direction you're facing, and also because the card itself glows in the dark and it's very easy to read, it means that you always know which direction you're facing, no matter how bright or dark it is. Okay, so let's take a closer look and see what you actually get inside of the box. So yeah, this is how it's going to arrive. It comes in a little cardboard box. Inside of it, obviously, you get the compass. You also get a compass manual, which is fairly comprehensive for a compass that basically points north. But yeah, if you want to read through that, you definitely can. And that's it. So the compass itself, so this has a few sort of benefits over traditional compasses. The main thing is that it comes with a traditional sort of buckle type strap, but if you don't particularly like those kind of straps, it actually has these 4 like holes on the 4 corners, so you can just use a piece of bungee or a couple pieces of bungee and have it mounted sort of with bungee mounts, which a lot of more advanced divers are sort of heading over to nowadays. But actually looking at this sort of buckle strap, so decent metal buckle, it's not a plastic buckle. We've got this kind of wavy design in here, and that's to allow for any compression of your wetsuit or your dry suit. So that acts as a bit like a sort of suspension to sort of keep tension on that strap so it doesn't become loose. Really long strap as well. It's decent thickness, is about 2, maybe 3 mil thick. And yeah, you've got plenty for a dry suit or a wetsuit. The compass itself, so obviously we have a rotating bezel, and you can rotate that in both directions depending on sort of which is fastest. You got the 2 little gate that I call it, just on the north, nothing on the south, but as long as you've got one, then you can always like maintain a bearing. What's different about this compass compared to a lot of other compasses is the card itself, which is the actual thing that spins, is shaped like a dome. So unlike others where they're kind of sat on a spindle, and sometimes if you sort of tilt it a little bit too much, it doesn't turn anymore. This one you can turn it really quite far. It's quite hard to show on the camera because it's front facing, but it does still turn even if you turn it at quite an extreme angle, so you don't have to be quite as precise when you're sort of when you're navigating. The card itself glows in the dark really well, so if you shine a torch on it, it's going to maintain, it's going to sort of glow, and you also have this kind of side window as well, so that you can sort of see which heading you're diving on, sort of if you're holding it out in front of you. So yeah, let's see who this compass is really made for. So the FS2 compass is really designed for anybody, to be honest. It's more in mind, it's got the kind of technical diver in mind because it's got these kind of bungee mounts. But if you're sort of new to the sport, you're just sort of investing in your gear, then yeah, this is definitely a compass that I would look at because 1, it comes with a standard strap. 2, if you want to sort of swap it over to a bungee mount as you progress up, then it's perfect. It really ticks all the boxes for me. It's nice and neat design. It's pretty clear in sort of seeing which bearing you're heading on, and yeah, a compass is an invaluable piece of equipment for scuba divers because it's very easy to get turned around in the water. So yeah, any scuba diver will benefit from the FS2. So that is the Scubapro FS2 compass, a good all-round dive compass. It's a wrist-mounted dive compass, and yeah, you get that sort of variety in the ways that you can mount it onto yourself. But what do you think? Let us know in the comments below. And also, if you make scuba diving equipment and you want us to do this kind of review on your equipment, then just send a sample down to the address listed in the description below. And if you don't make dive equipment, or you're looking at something online and you're not really sure whether you want to buy it, so you want this kind of video, just go over to the manufacturers and just pop them an email and just say, hey, can you guys send a sample over to the boys over at Simply Scuba, and we'll try and do a scuba review on this kind of sort of profile so that you can decide whether you want to buy it or not. Thanks for watching and safe diving. We are an online dive store serving the UK and the world for all your diving equipment needs. So why not visit us at simplyscuba.com or click the box on your screen.